Most people who live month to month don't look irresponsible. They wake up early, they show up to work, they pay their rent on time, they don't gamble, overspend wildly, or ignore bills. From the outside, their lives look stable, predictable, normal. And if you ask them how things are going financially, many would answer honestly, "I'm doing okay. Could be better, but I'm fine." That quiet word, fine, is where the problem hides, because nothing feels broken enough to question. Part 1. The illusion of stability. Let's picture a very familiar situation. A working adult in the United States or Europe, late 20s to early 30s, college educated, a stable job in marketing, healthcare, IT, engineering, administration, or finance. They earn around $70,000 a year before tax, or the European equivalent. After income tax, health insurance, pension contributions, and Social Security, their take-home pay is roughly $4,000 per month. This is not poverty, it's not luxury, but socially it means something important. It signals adulthood, competence, stability. It suggests you're doing what you're supposed to do. Now let's quietly walk through a normal month. Rent or mortgage, $1,500. Utilities, phone, and internet, $250. Car payment or public transportation costs, $400. Insurance, $200. Before life even begins, $2,350 is already gone. Nothing here feels irresponsible. This is simply the cost of existing as an adult. Next come the everyday essentials. Groceries and basic food, $500. Fuel, commuting extras, work-related costs, $150. Now we're at $3,000. Still nothing alarming, still nothing reckless. This is just modern life. Then come the expenses that don't feel dangerous but quietly matter. Student loan payment, $250. Credit card minimums, $150. Streaming services, cloud storage, apps, and subscriptions, $120. Total spending is now $3,520, which leaves $480. That $480 is expected to cover clothing, social life, birthdays, small emergencies, unexpected travel, and savings. This is where the math starts to strain, because life doesn't respect budgets. A friend invites you out to dinner. A tire needs replacing. A short weekend trip feels necessary to recover from work. Ordering food saves time on exhausting days. None of these decisions feel irresponsible. They feel human. And yet, by the end of the month, the account balance quietly returns to zero again. There's no dramatic collapse, no missed rent, no financial emergency, just a constant low-level tension. The sense that if something really goes wrong, a medical bill, a job loss, a family emergency, there's no buffer. This is what living month to month actually feels like. Not chaos, but fragility. Part 2. The hidden system behind the problem. Most people assume the issue is discipline. They tell themselves, "I just need to track spending better. I should cut back on small things. I need to be more careful." But that's not the core problem. The real issue is structural. Modern middle-class life is designed to absorb your entire income. Banks approve loans based on income, not flexibility. Landlords price rent based on what professionals can handle. Car financing stretches payments so upgrades feel harmless. Subscription services turn optional spending into permanent obligations. Every institution assumes your income is fully available, and most people accept this, not consciously, but gradually. There's also a psychological layer. Spending becomes tied to identity. A car is no longer transportation. It's reliability, adulthood, competence. Housing is no longer shelter. It's safety, privacy, self-respect. Social spending isn't optional. It's belonging. So reducing expenses doesn't feel financial. It feels personal. And then there's timing. Bills are monthly and unavoidable. Debt payments are fixed and visible, but savings and financial progress are distant and abstract. Putting money aside doesn't feel like progress, it feels like deprivation. So the brain naturally prioritizes what's immediate. This isn't a flaw, it's human psychology. Now let's slow down and look at the math people rarely examine. A $400 car payment doesn't feel extreme, but over 5 years, that's $24,000. Add insurance, interest, and depreciation, and that car quietly costs closer to $35,000. Not all at once, quietly, in the background. The same applies to housing upgrades. An extra $300 per month for a nicer apartment doesn't feel reckless. That's $3,600 per year. Over 10 years, that's $36,000. Money that never feels like a decision, but absolutely is. None of these choices are wrong. That's what makes them dangerous. Living month to month isn't caused by one bad decision. It's caused by many reasonable ones stacked together. Part 3. How financially intelligent people think. Financially intelligent people aren't smarter. They don't live extreme lives. They don't avoid comfort. They don't obsess over money. They protect margin. Margin is the space between income and lifestyle. Margin is flexibility. Margin is resilience. Margin is calm. They don't ask, "Can I afford this?" They ask, "What does this lock me into?" They understand that fixed costs reduce future options, so they treat permanent expenses carefully, not emotionally, logically. They accept something most people resist. A normal lifestyle today often trades away future freedom. So they delay upgrades, not forever, just until their position is stronger. This isn't discipline, it's design. With margin, everything changes. A bad month isn't a crisis. A job change isn't terrifying. Unexpected expenses don't become debt. Decision-making improves because fear decreases, not because they became better people, but because the system they're operating inside finally works. Living month to month isn't a personal failure, it's a signal. A signal that the structure you're operating inside absorbs everything you earn. Once you see that clearly, guilt disappears and awareness replaces it. If this way of thinking helps you see money a little more clearly, you might want to subscribe. That's all for today.